Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Snow in Ul'dah? Well, when you can make a Christmas miracle happen like this, you know it must be amazing. So, with that in mind, greetings people of the world, Matthew back with you here in Overall Autism for this special bonus video from Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. And because you guys asked for his return, we brought him back. Back for his second Starlight Celebration, our good friend, the original Warrior of Light in our Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV canon, EDSS. And he'll be the one who will be taking on this particular Starlight Celebration, just like he did last year. There will be a card in the top right of your screen that will take you to his event from last year. But that was over in Nimsalominsa, where we had to help out to set up some special bells for a little concert, if you will. This year, though, the tone is a bit more serious. You'll see why as we make our way through, but it'll be all worth it in the end. So, now that we are here in Ul'dah, where this year's Starlight Celebration is taking place, let's go around the corner. Don't mind the half-naked Miqo'te on the right, and let's speak with the actual person who we spoke to for the 2014 Starlight Celebration, Garanji. And she'll have our first quest for the Starlight Celebration, this game's equivalent of Christmas, entitled Naughty or Nice. 'Tis the season, and Garanji seeks a kind-hearted soul to help her work miracles. Why, if it isn't my favorite miracle Starlight worker from Starlight's past! Might you be so kind as to lend me your aid once more? It would mean the world to the children. As you know, the Starlight Celebration is a time to celebrate the children of the realm, our hope and our future. As a Starlight Celebrant, it is my sworn duty to see happiness and good cheer doled out to all the boys and girls, particularly those whose daily lives afford them few reasons to smile. To that end, I planned a special delivery for the younglings in the children's ward at Frondale's Fortistry, but I fear things have hit a snag. The parcel has vanished. I trust it has only been misplaced and not stolen. What black-hearted wretch would deny those poor children a rare moment of good cheer? I would have searched for myself, but I fear my duties as a celebrant keep me from leaving my post. Might you be so kind as to go looking in my stead? Of course they're on. I'm glad to help you out. Oh, thank you, dear friend. With you on the job, I'm sure the children will be beaming with smiles within bells. The package is a large box engraved with the mark of Frondale's Fortistry. One of my assistants says they saw a boy toting a similar box in the Ruby Road Exchange. Perhaps you might begin your search there? Should you find the parcel, pray deliver it directly to the registrar at Frondale's. You have my heartfelt gratitude for your assistance. And remember, it's not just me that's counting on you to work miracles. So yes, we've been asked to go find this particular parcel, and it's actually not that far. In truth, it's actually quite close by. It's right around here. So let's go ahead and obtain it. Yeah, thankfully it wasn't taken too far away. Hi! Where are you taking that crate? I hid it there for a reason, you know. Yeah, might you be the person responsible? It's what? I saw the mark on it and assumed it belonged to one of the physicians in the children's ward. I was only trying to have a little fun, I promise. I didn't mean to cause any trouble, honest. At least not for you. So just take it and do whatever you want with it. And don't tell anyone you saw me here, okay? I don't want to get in trouble again. Very well. Now be on your way. So yes, we now have to go to Frondale's Fortistry. For those of you not familiar where that place is, here in Final Fantasy XIV in Ul'dah, it's the Alchemist's Guild. So we're going to be taking it there. And the best way to get there is by accessing it via the Chamber of Rule, which is of course the home of the Sultana. And we'll take the fast travel over to the Alchemist's Guild because had to take a couple rights in order to get to it, but it's just easier to take an Aether right. So yes, we have to go to this raven-haired registrar. Hey there, sir. Greetings, adventurer. You have a delivery for me? I do, if the Garuda E-Guy doesn't get in the way. Yeah, Claire, put that away. Thank the heavens, when the goods of the celebrant spoke of did not arrive at the designated time, I feared this starlight would be a lonesome one for all poor children. Pray tell, wherever did it disappear to? Actually, it was taken by someone. I see. Thank you for your honesty, and fear not, we will not punish the boy. The younglings here do not live easy lives, but they have good hearts. I shall do what I can to see that they all have cause to smile today. On that subject, might I ask you for one more favour? I realize we have troubled you enough already, but I'm certain it will bring the children no end of delight. If you would not be averse to helping us, pray speak with me again. And so with that, we get experience, skill if you need it, and also a brand new Starlight robe to wear. Which is probably good for Edie because this is the original Starlight outfit from 2013. And you can purchase it as DLC through Final Fantasy XIV's website. But I think it's better if we outdate Edie with the current model. There we go. So now that he's got that on, let's go ahead and speak with the Registrar again. For the next challenge entitled, Think of the Children! The raven-haired Registrar would make a special request of you. So you will lend us your aid. I cannot thank you enough, friend. As for the task at hand, I would deliver these presents to the children, but I fear that they would find little joy and wonder in receiving them from the fusty physician whose face they see every day. But one of the saint's little helpers, on the other hand. Behold, I have the garb right here. Actually, I'm wearing it right now, and I'm certain it would most become you. My colleague by the door would be happy to show you into the children's ward whenever you desire. Meanwhile, I must look into the matter of that mischief-making boy. Thank you again, my friend. When you see the children's smiles, you will know just how much your kindness meant to them. And then let us proceed to speak with the alchemist here. So yeah, basically this is like a hospital we're going into. The Registrar has told me everything. We thank you for your charity, kind adventurer. It will be my pleasure to show you within. Of course. So yeah, this is essentially like a little hospital. And we have some gifts to give to. We have some gifts to give to these little children, starting with this genteel child who's just so conveniently right at the front. Well, if it isn't a little helper, might you have a present for me? Oh, please see that you do. I do indeed. In fact, I have a total of 5. My heartfelt thanks to you. I can only hope that the spinner hears my prayers. Sorry. Yeah, thoughts were working against me right now. I can only hope that the spinner hears my prayers, that I might spend next Starlight with my family. And then there are a couple of kids over here, a coughing child on the left. Pardon me, do you have something for me? I do indeed. Here you go. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy. I'll get better by next Starlight, just you wait and see. And for those of you who can't quite tell, oh, for a moment there, the way she looked, I thought she was actually an Aura. Okay, my bad. Yeah, for some reason I thought I saw Aura horns when I last saw her. Right, and this little Lalafell here. Why, hello there, little helper. Might you perchance have a present for little old me? I do indeed. Oh, but you are truly too kind. I fear my letters would not reach the spinner from here, but now I see my worries were for naught. And then there's one more over here. This pallid child. A little helper? Do you truly have a present for me? I must be dreaming. Well, your dreams have come true today. Oh, thank you so much. This is the best Starlight ever. You have successfully delivered a gift to every youngling on the premises. One present, however, still remains. Want to take a wild guess at who it could possibly belong to? But before we can do that, we need to speak with the Registrar, who is actually standing over here. You have my thanks, adventurer. Hearing the laughter of the little ones, I see you served as the most splendid little helper. But pray tell, do you perchance still have one present in your possession? I do. I suspected as much. Currently we have 5 younglings residing with us. but one of them, a boy by the name of Robert, seems to have slipped outside unattended. No doubt this is the self-same boy you met not long ago, the boy who stole away with all Starlight gifts. But whatever would possess him to do such a thing? But this is no time for idle speculation. We must find him before it comes to harm. You will aid in our search, won't you, friend? Indeed I will. Once again I am in your debt. Let us begin our search at the Ruby Road Exchange, where you last saw him. I will await you there. So yeah, in essence we're going back to the exact same location we were at before, where we found Robert. So once we get over to... The best way for me to get over there from here is by taking the warp to the Adventurers Guild. So we'll make our way over there. And put a little spring in our step as the sun has risen on Ul'dah. However, you won't be able to see it primarily because of that it's snowing. And it actually, during the course of the Starlight Celebration, snows the entire duration of the event in each of the cities of Eorzea. So yeah, it snows even here in Limsalomit, or here in Ul'dah. But yeah, there's our boy. There's our boy, so let's talk with him. Yeah, my outfit's a little bit different from a few minutes ago. He's looking onward at some people. Hopefully it's not the Mikote dancers in the background, who are braving the snow quite well, I must say. Oh, father, can we stop at the stalls before we go home? We told your mother we would be home by the next bell, did we not? You would not want to make her sad, would you? I suppose you're right, father. Well, I suppose she will not be devastated. We stopped off at one stall and bought her a little gift. What do you say? And so, away they go to do their business. And yeah, he's thinking about his family. Oh, you're that adventurer from before. I've been a good boy since then, I promise. Oh, what happened? Well, except for running away, I suppose. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause you trouble. Between you and me, I don't particularly want to go back, but I wouldn't want to get you in trouble, so I will. Well, at least we've gained his cooperation. But we still need to speak with the registrar, who's actually come over here now, and who is actually helping in the search. And for those of you wondering, like, Crystal Brave, what's he doing here? Well, I've never actually taken Edie through Heavensward quests. Like, I've had him stuck in limbo since I finished Realm Reborn with him back last year. So, yeah, for Edie, I have a lot of catching up to do, especially to take this Crystal Brave off the map. But since I'm playing so much with Mathia and Corinne, it's like, how do I find the time to do this stuff? But let's speak with the registrar, because he is of the greater priority. You found Robert and convinced him to return, you say? You are truly a miracle worker, friend. Come, let us return to the children's ward. I must simply get to the bottom of this boy's most curious behavior. Yeah, don't worry. Once I've gotten past a sufficient amount of the story, you will cease to exist, my friend. So let's go back to the Hustling Strip. And from there we will move back over to the Alchemist Guild. So let's take the little warp around to get to where we need to go. And Alchemist Guild. Yeah, probably would have been about the same time either way if I just ran back over to the Adventurers Guild to take that Aetherite. So yeah, let's go back inside. Alright, hey the Registrar. And Rovert's here too. How many times must I say this, Robert? I do not mean to scold you, merely to keep you safe. Just promise me you will not go running off like that again. Everyone here cares for you, and this behavior of yours causes no end of worry. Liar! No one cares about me. I could die tomorrow, and no one would shed a tear. So just leave me be, will you? Yeah, what was that all about? Dear heavens, I'm sorry you had to see that, friend. I know not what that boy is thinking these days. Well, we have time to think about it now because he collapsed. Yeah, obviously he's in a bad way. But yeah, if he keeps running around town like that, how are we going to be able to take care of him? Worry not, my friend. The boy's life is in no danger. I have already seen to his treatment. He should be back on his feet ere long. And yet it is fortunate we were close at hand. Why, if he had collapsed but a few bells earlier, out on his own on the streets... Yeah, you don't want to bury that thought, do you? If you have a moment, I would speak to you in private. Pray, come with me. Yeah, we gotta deal with this situation here. Rovert's illness is not an especially complex one, but one of the herbs used in its treatment is quite rare and not easily come by. As such, his time in the children's ward has dragged on longer than any of us would have hoped. Moon after moon spent in the company of strangers, it would not be easy on any child, let alone one as sensitive as Rovert. And yet, he has fought his illness with admirable courage and nary a word of complaint. Until now. That is until recently. For the life of me, I cannot fathom what has turned him into such a rebellious, sullen child. I only want to help him, and yet I am at a complete loss for ideas as how I might do so. Alas and alack, what am I ever to do? And so, we complete that quest, but obviously, as you can tell, we're not done with this yet. Not even close. Yeah, bring the camera back on, please. Yeah, I guess they have to position me around the desk because that's where we were speaking with them. So now let's take on the next of the challenges for the Starlight Celebration, entitled I'll Be Home for Starlight. The raven-haired registrar is lost in the depths of despair. Alas and alack, is there nothing I can do to bring succor to the poor boy? Am I doomed to stand by idly as he descends further into a pit of hopelessness, self-loathing and despair? My apologies, my emotions got the better of me for a moment. I often tell the children that even the most potent herbs and potions will not avail a patient who does not possess the firm belief that his condition will, indeed, improve. This is true for myself as much as it is true for my charges. Sadly, in the case of poor Rovert, he seems to have all but given up hope. I cannot fathom what happened. He used to be such a sweet, sanguine child. I beg of you, friend, pray help me help the boy. Might you investigate into the matter that you might ascertain what ails his heart so? Seems like, putting Garudas in my face is the theme of this year's Starlight. Thank you ever so much, my friend. I shall go speak with my colleagues at the frontistery to see if they have any insight. If mayhap you could speak with the other children, after your efforts as a little helper, I imagine they'd be not too shy to share with you anything they might know. But yeah, who do you belong to? You're not identifiable in this regard to who you belong to. But yeah, let's start speaking with the children. I saw Rovert reading a letter the other day with a terrible grimace on his face. Mayhap something in the words upset him, or perhaps his sickness is acting up again. And what about the coughing child? Rovert? He hasn't seemed too happy lately. Who can blame him? When I think about how long I've been here, so far from home, sometimes I can't help but cry too. And you belong to Yukari White. Okay, got it. Now the pallid child. Rovert? Now that you mentioned it, I haven't seen him smile much lately. We used to laugh together all the time. I wonder what happened. And finally, our genteel child back at the start. You would ask of Rovert? Very well. I saw him reaching under his bed the other day as if he were hiding something. Of course I did not peek. all of you know that mother and father instilled me with the finest of manners. Well, now we have to search under Rover's bed, which means we have to check the boy's contents. And we found a letter, which we must now turn over to the registrar. Who for some reason is over here now, but hey, you know what we gotta do, right? Oh, welcome back, my friend. Have you gleaned any insight as to what ails poor Rover's heart? It's this. What have we here? Ah, a letter to Rover from his father. While I am loath to intrude on the privacy of my ward, desperate times call for desperate measures. Let us see now. My dearest son, I promised I would be home for Starlight, but I fear that business calls. Pray forgive your father for this broken promise and know that I shall return to your side as soon as I am able. Yeah. Distant parent. Oh, I should have known. Rover's father is a merchant by trade, and his travels often take him to distant shores. Few things instill the boy with hope like his father's visits, but they have grown increasingly rare. Doubtless he prayed to the spinner for his father's return for Starlight and was devastated that those prayers went unanswered. If this letter is the cause of his recent malice, or malaise rather, I fear there's little we could do to lift his spirits. Unless we could somehow find the man and convince him to... Wait, I believe I know someone who just might be able to come to our aid at a time such as this. I will go on ahead and investigate the matter, but join me anon at the hustings strip. I will explain there. So yeah, we want to go over to, back to the hustings strip. And Dark Embrace, you need to be in character for this. Yeah, you can't walk around in that clunky yellow armor. That's not how you make children smile. So we're going to warp ourselves back to the Chamber of Rule. And then from there, we will find our registrar. But who's he speaking to? Well, you might be surprised. Does the little Lalafell look familiar to any of you guys? I'm sure Edie is a bit shocked to see who that is. But yeah, we know that in the Heavensward canon that he has reformed and given of himself quite nicely, actually, on the Sultana's behalf. But Edie doesn't know that yet, so let's not tell him. Oh, my friend, your timing is impeccable. With some help from an old acquaintance, I was able to ascertain the whereabouts of the poor boy's father. Yeah, who was that man? The acquaintance of whom I speak. An old friend of my departed mother's, and one with a vast web of informations and information at his disposal. He was more than happy to assist. For the right price, needless to say. It's old, that's to be expected. But you needn't concern yourself with that, friend. What is important is that we've found our man. As my source tells it, Rover's father is staying over in Limsa, awaiting a vessel that will take him across the seas to Ras Athan in the east. If we depart now, we might still catch him before he sets sail. I would go myself, but you must understand I could simply not leave the poor children entrusted to my care, and so I must call upon your generosity again this Starlight season. Pray travel to Limsa in my stead, that Rover's Starlight wish may yet come true. So yes, it is to Limsa that we are being asked to go to. Yeah, of all times they're asking us to leave this place now? Well, we don't have a choice. We have work to do. So yeah, we have to go and speak with Rover's father, who's going to be here in Limsa. And for those of you who are thinking like, oh, I'm pretty sure he's out at the Fisherman's Guild, because that's where the primary dock is. Well, there's not just one ferry here in Limsa, there's another one. It's located at the Arcanist Guild. In fact, if you take this second ferry, for those of you not familiar, if you take this second ferry over here, it will actually take you to Vesper Bay, the original home of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. So yeah, that's kind of convenient how that works, doesn't it? But yeah, here's Rover's father, so let's hold the man accountable for why he's leaving. Why, yes, I'm Rover's father. Whatever is the matter? Has something happened to my boy? Yeah, he collapsed. It cannot be! I knew the boy was looking forward to a Starlight reunion, but I cannot think that a single promise would ravage his heart so. You must understand, friend. I want nothing more than to fly back to Uldar to Rover's side, but I simply cannot. No, a matter most pressing calls me across the sea. Aye, it is not merely a chance at profit and fortune that calls me eastward. I have, at long last, found a reliable source for the rare herb needed to cure my poor boy's disease. If I do not sail out on the next ferry, it may be moons, even years, till I find an opportunity like this. So now we understand why he's flown the coop. And so, as much as it pains my heart, I must go. I know it will not suffice, but pray deliver this to the boy in my stead. It is a memento I have meant to give him when I return from Razat Han. Take it to him and tell him this. Even when his journeys carry him to distant lands, your father's heart is ever with you. And with that, I must prepare for my journey. Thank you, my friend, and a happy Starlight to you. And so, now that we've received this from his father, and we found out why he did what he's been doing, we must now return to Uldar. And so, we know exactly where we're taking this to, so once we return to Uldar, we can proceed to make a run right there for it. Okay, back over to the Alchemist Guild. Yeah, we're about to hopefully help not just one person, but two. Let's go ahead and speak with the Alchemist again so that he'll allow us inside. On behalf of my colleague, I once again thank you for your generous offer to aid. Should you wish to enter the children's ward, you need only speak the word. Well, that's why I'm here. And so, let's speak with them. You return, friend, but you return alone. Did the man elude you search? Not quite. Here you go. I see. I can only hope that this gift will serve to rouse Rover from his doldrums. Pray take it to the boy, my friend. He should be back on his feet any time now, and given his recent behavior, I suspect he would rather receive the present from you than me. Alright. I believe we can do that. Okay, Rover. Let's see if we can help you out. Oh, you're back! I've been a good boy, What? You have something for me? I do, yes. And so... A present? But the only thing I asked for, Starlight, was... But you gotta know who it's from. A present from Father? His heart is always with me, you say? That's a stupid lie! If his heart was with me, then why isn't he here like he promised he would be? Please, Rover, you must understand. Your father cares for you more than anyone we know. Then why didn't he come back? Why is he sailing off to some distant land? Is coin so much more important to him than his own son? It is precisely because you are so important to him that he sails east, my dear boy. He sails out in search of the rare herb that will kill you of all ills, that you might live as a family once more. Yeah, that perked him up. You're just making things up. Or aren't you? I swear on my own father's grave that I am not. This adventurer heard as much from your father's own mouth, didn't you, friend? Indeed I did. You have my word on that. So, Daddy doesn't hate me after all? On the contrary, Rover, your father just wants to see you well again, as we all do. Will you promise that you will stop fighting us and work with us to overcome your sickness? You bet I will. I'll get over this and be back living happy with my dad in no time. Just you watch me.
Glad to hear it.
Thank you, Robert, for being so understanding. Now that's the Robert I know. Might we speak in private for a moment, friend? I'll be at the front desk if you might spare a moment. Very well. So yeah, we have to now finish this Starlight event by speaking with the Registrar, as we've been doing for the majority of this journey. So as we're having this conversation, "Damn you insufferable dolt! I swear I cannot leave my bumbling erstwhile apprentice alone for half a bell without him turning the cauldron over and making a right mess of everything." Master Severian, whatever brings you to the children's ward at this hour of the day? Yeah, for those of you who are not familiar with last year's Starlight Celebration, we actually got to meet Severian. He is the lead of the Alchemist Guild, and you get your quest for being an alchemist from him. But he's a bit of a weirdo. Are you deaf, dumb, or do you simply enjoy being intentionally obtuse? It is just as I said, you spectacular fool. I saw you running about town like a chocobo with its head removed from its body, and I deigned to interrupt my far more important research to see if my surpassing knowledge might be needed to rescue you from whatever miserable plight you've surely inflicted upon yourself. That is most kind of you, Master Severian. I am pleased to inform you that, thanks to the charity of this kind adventurer, the situation was resolved a few brief moments ago. I am quite sorry to have troubled you to do so. What's this? Your face is unfamiliar to me, and I'm not particularly inclined to waste my time in getting to know you. But whoever you are, it would appear that you are more competent at my erstwhile apprentice's job than he is. Yes, my apprentice. He may be a soppy, sentimental fool, but I suppose there's something to be said that the children's ward hasn't entirely collapsed under his stewardship. Though I dare say my regular visits have something to do with that. Won't you say, Director? Master Severian, your guidance is, as always, most welcome. But should you be taking this much away from... Gods, Demelio! Why ever are you wasting my invaluable time when you know full well that pressing experiments demand my constant and undivided attention? I swear the next competent apprentice I find will be the first. Yeah, so awkward. Forgive me, friend, for not introducing myself sooner. My name is Demelio, and I serve as director of this institution. Though in fairness, it is simply a position I inherited from my departed parents, and one that even I now struggle to prove myself worthy of. Nevertheless, on behalf of all my colleagues and the children placed in my charge, not the least of which is dear Robert, I offer my most sincere thanks for the boundless kindness and charity you have shown us this Starlight season. In my own childhood, I was a patient here myself. I suffer from a most curious ailment. Whenever I drifted off to slumber, I knew not when I would again wake. It was only through the benevolence and goodwill of those around me that my condition did at long last abate. And so it was that when I came of age, I resolved to carry on my dear parents' life's work, that I might do my part to bring succour and solace to those in the greatest of need. A simple motive mayhap, but one that more than sufficed. But I have rambled on long enough. I thank you once again for your kindness, friend. You are welcome in the ward whenever you desire. I am sure your presence would bring smiles to the faces of the children. And so with that we get experience, skill, plus the Starlight Celebration Orchestrion rolls. So now we can play it whenever we have an Orchestrion around. And we can now take a daily quest from Demelio whenever we want. But of course it's once a day. So let's go ahead and use our music. Plus, since we're here, we might as well take the quest from him, because we can get them once a day, called A Starlight Story. Demelio beams an exultant smile at your return. Oh, adventurer, your return heartens the children and me as well. I know we have imposed on your generosity quite enough already, but I was wondering, might you be willing to spare a few moments of your time? In your travels across the realm, surely you have seen wondrous sights of which the children in my care could scarcely dream. It would be an ever so special Starlight gift to them if you could regale them with a tale of your adventures. Whatever do you say? I don't think they'll necessarily want to hear Edie's adventures, given that his point of the storyline is not the best, but I can tell them about the good times. Oh, thank you, my friend. I am certain your story will bring them no end of wonder and joy. I will gather the children in my innermost room. Pray meet us there when you're ready to tell your tale. Alright. Yeah, away he goes. Yeah, I was wondering, like, how come we can't tell the story? So we want to speak with Robert for this. That's him, everyone! So what story will you tell us today? My friends and I do love a good tale. So let's have a little story, shall we? What will you tell the children? Of the fun and games of the Gold Saucer, of beasts wondrous and rare, of your adventures in either Limsalominsa, Gridania, or Ul'dah, of great nations and those who lead them, of the menace of an empire, or of primals and beastmen. Well, since Edie started his journey in Gridania, why don't we tell him about what we've had the opportunity to experience there? Especially the soldiers with the funny masks. Thank you, friend. That was one of the most exciting stories I've ever heard. Well, everyone, I told you his stories would be the best. Indeed you did, Rovef. Friend, your tale was such a rousing one that when I closed my eyes, for a moment I could swear I was journeying at your side. But as of the case, joyous times pass swiftest of all, and the hour grows late. What say you rest here for the night, friend? This room is empty at the moment, and you have more than earned yourself a respite. I shall see you on the morrow. Well, thank you very much there, everyone. So yeah, off to bed, decked out in Christmas gear, or Starlight gear in this case. And so the next day, yeah, bet you weren't expecting to see this, huh? Ah, Edie, fancy meeting you here. I trust you've been having a good adventure. You've been a good adventurer this year. Yeah, and even Ida is here too. He sure has. That's why I brought gifts. Well, a gift at least. I'm sorry, Popolino, I forgot to bring something for you. Well, then it is fortunate I am not a child, isn't it? If anything, it is I who should be giving little trinkets to you. Not that I have the slightest intention of doing so. And that's Popolino, alright. Of course, silly me. Sometimes I forget that you're so much older than me. Was it 40 summers now? 50? Who's counting? Do you see the sun coming up on the horizon, Ida? That's our cue to leave. Now. Oh, and just when I was starting to have fun. Well, see you around, Edie. And don't forget to peek under the tree when you wake up. Yep, visions of scions dancing in my head. Since I've only done this once with my test run, obviously the person who comes to meet you in your dreams will be different. And as we can see, as we pan over, gift under the tree. For me? Ah, you shouldn't have. But yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Saint sent gifts. Whatever could it be? Yeah, we have to give this to D'Amelio. Hey, D'Amelio, check this out. Good morning to you, friend. Did you... You say there was something waiting for you under the tree? There was, yes. Well, well, might it be that miracles are afoot, and the Saint of Nemea himself has visited us to personally bestow a gift on one of his favorite little helpers? Haha, but forgive my jest. The children were so stirred by a tale that they simply insisted that they return the favor in some way, and I was all too happy to oblige. Pray accept it as a humble token of gratitude from all of us at the Children's War for the kindness you have shown us this season. Well, thank you. In your dreams, you say? Well, that is most fascinating indeed. Mayhap the sound of me tiptoeing into your room at night stirred your imagination as you slumbered. Or mayhap, well, suffice to say that this is a magical season, and I would not be the least bit surprised if the spinner herself sought to repay you for the miracles you have worked. At any rate, I thank you once more from the bottom of my heart for all you have done for the children. Should you have the time and inclination to share another of your tales, I am certain they would welcome them with ears and hearts wide open. As would I. So we get a mystery gift, but yeah, we don't know what's inside it yet. So yeah, you cannot take another one until tomorrow. Meanwhile, let's see what we got. An elegant silver piece for 500 gil, huh? Well, I guess I can exchange it for that 500 gil. Spend it on something nice for the free company, that sort of thing. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the 2016 Starlight Celebration here in Final Fantasy XIV. There's a Starlight tree I could also be standing under. But I'd rather be standing under this one, primarily because it's bigger. But yes, that's going to do it for this special bonus video for Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. Now, if I can just get the camera moved over in such a way that it pans over to Edie and you can actually see the full tree. There we go. But yeah, that's going to do it for this Final Fantasy XIV special event. And I wanted to thank all of you guys for encouraging Edie to come back because you requested him back. So that's exactly what I did. I'm glad that I could share this edition of the Starlight Celebration with you guys, and I hope that all of you will have a Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, or whatever it is that you'll be celebrating in and around December 25th, and that you have a lot of fun this year. So thank you very much everyone for watching this special bonus video from Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. And don't forget that on December 31st, New Year's Eve, we're going to be going right into our next seasonal event, and I hope you'll be able to enjoy that one as well. So thank you very much everyone for watching, and on behalf of EDSS, my original Warrior of Light, thank you very much for watching, and until next time everyone, this is Matthew and Overall Autism, saying take care, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you soon.